Good evening, everybody. We got here a 1v1 Nomad this time between ACCM and BacT. So let's see where they decide to place their town centers. Obviously, placement of town centers is very important at the beginning of these games. And ACCM has decided to place it right on the southeast side, and it looks like BacT actually walked right by that, so he will know where ACCM is building his town center. BacT is just to the north of that base, playing as the Goths in the red, and then of course ACCM is playing as the Teutons. One thing to note, BacT did go for an immediate dock, so he will be wanting to get fishing ships out as soon as possible. He is already collecting up some food as well. But having 3 villagers building this town center, of course, will give a little bit of an advantage for speed for ACCM, as that town center will go up slightly faster than the one for BacT. I'm going to speed it up a little bit as we go through the Dark Age. The expectation being that the players will be going to get a little bit of food access when possible. Housing is, of course, something that I want to keep an eye out in this game, as it is a very common thing to be housed in Nomad starts, just because of the odd builds and the fact that you're building out of a dock as well as out of a town center. And BacT did do a little bit of laming here, taking out a couple of deer. That will set ACCM back a little bit, but not too much, as he places his dock now on the south side of the map. But already BacT has a single fishing ship out. He's going to be looking at getting his second one as soon as possible. And when we take a look, they're equal in villagers, but that one extra fishing ship is giving a slight eco lead to BacT, as he will be one ahead for the beginning of the game. Walls already starting out for ACCM. He knows that BacT knows where he's at, and he knows that he needs to be careful. He doesn't want to get caught off guard and caught out by the legend BacT. And now pulling in the boar. Able to pull in actually quite a bit of food for ACCM. BacT has also pulled in a few boars. He will have a third one here that will just get called in now. Perfect timing there. And both players looking to build up as many fishing ships as possible, get that huge food income, as they are laming each other, one another, back and forth. These two guys have known each other for quite a while. They are on the same team. They are partners usually, so of course practicing against one another, it is unique to see. As ACCM is beginning the wall off, if we take a quick look at the view of BacT, he will see that there's a bit of laming going on. And he will see now ACCM is bringing some villagers over to this gold here. Gold placement is going to be important, as ACCM does not have much gold at all. Very little access to gold. This is actually the closest one, with the majority of the gold being on the other side of these walls. Right next to BacT's base. And a tower goes up almost immediately for the Goth player BacT, as I will slow it down just a little bit. Both players looking to get up some water control, looking to get out some fire galleys to begin with. They will be engaging against one another. BacT will have a slight advantage in the sense that he will have 2 docks producing. And the tower for the Goth player, it is already up. It is getting battered down actually by this villager. And one thing to note, Teutons do have strong towers in that you can really hide a lot of villagers in there at any given moment. Let's see exactly what happens as BacT loses a villager. ACCM will likely lose a villager as well. And the wall-offs are starting. BacT is walling himself in. They're both losing villagers left, right, and center. Pretty big lead for BacT, though, when it comes to overall economic units. he has the definite advantage. Both players losing their villagers that are repairing, losing their villagers that are attacking, and wanting to get as much damage as possible done without losing as much as the enemy. And as mentioned earlier, BacT did have the water advantage. He now has the full water control. ACCM has lost the access to fishing ships, so that will go a long, long ways, as he has been walled in now to this tower. Will not be able to get out. Is in this weird little bit of a glitch, as he is inside of the tower when he ejects, just because all of his exits are blocked, but he is still forced to eject as well. So, strange coincidence there, but both players are losing their towers. Both players are trying to repair their towers, and in the bottom here, BacT has full water control. And ACCM falling further and further behind with his bill count. Can he pull something out with the Teuton towers? Of course, Teuton towers able to hold a little bit extra, able to do just that little bit of bonus as two healthy villagers come forward. But they're already getting mobbed by the villagers of the enemy, and the tower for the Goth player has gone down. The tower, however, for the Teuton player is still up, able to get shots off. Is this enough? Villager difference is massive at this point in time, and it is falling even further for ACCM, as he wants to keep this tower up as long as he possibly can. Lots of weak villagers in there, and more villagers going forward for ACCM, who will want to put some sort of aggression out, and he can't quite make it through these palisades at this point in time. Needs to get in, needs to repair, as well as take out these weak villagers that are attacking his tower base. This palisade just saved, just like the other one was. All of these palisades are being saved in time, but look at the waste of ACCM. So many villagers, that's most of his economy right there. And in the meantime, BacT is happily fishing in peace. Lots of fishing ships out for him, and happily collecting resources with his villagers. ACCM, on the other hand, mostly just collecting stone, few collecting wood. There's a sneaky blacksmith in the back there. See if any military buildings will come forward. And such a pain to have these villagers attacking the base of this tower. This tower is so important for ACCM, as it is protecting that gold, and that gold, as mentioned earlier, is the only access to gold that he has. He did try to make another dock out on the eastern side, but it will go down to the water pressure, and the tower on the gold has gone down already, as the villagers for ACCM are being walled into the gold piles. Towers going up all over the place in a straight up tower rush. I do give the advantage to the Teutons, but with the advantages that have already been gained by BacT, I don't know if the Teuton advantage can even help out, as this tower is going up right now. No response as of yet on the gold for BacT. ACCM with so much idle time. That's 10 villagers there, 4 villagers there, of the total of 32. That is nearly half his economy, just building towers. And you can see the difference here in that the Castle Age advantage is going to BacT. He will hit Castle Age much sooner. That is due to the fact that he does have all of these fishing ships protected by the fire galleys. Lots of fishing ships, lots of food income for him because of that. And BacT is trying to make it just as cleanly as possible to the next age, as ACCM is trying to do the exact opposite, make it a messy game, dropping towers where he can, and a barracks is already going down. Town center being dropped forward. That is pretty much a unique, I'm gonna lose this game, let's go in and make it a little bit more fun for ACCM. Both of these players just playing a little bit messy against one another. knowing that the other will just feel more and more uncomfortable. And I think pretty much this is the end of it for ACCM. 23 minutes in. Siege Workshop already going up for BacT. That's all he needs, really. A mangonel or a battering ram is enough to take out the units of ACCM that are forward. What will we have coming out of this Siege Workshop? Nothing as of yet, not enough wood, but that wood will come in and a mangonel will come out. Second town center is already up. And we see a big lead getting bigger and bigger for BacT. Even with that time that it took him to get to the next age, he still has a 13 villager lead. Now, of course, that does include all these fishing ships, but the fishing ships are collecting a lot of food, so that is definitely important. As the mangonel is out, mangonel will be able to outrange the town center, particularly being a feudal age town center. And now the walls are coming in behind for BacT, so these villagers in this town center, they're going to get trapped inside, and that's going to be 10 villagers there. 11th is on the way. This one is repairing, and all hands on deck was not quite enough for ACCM, as he is nowhere near clicking up to the next age. And just like that, he knows it's over. Will he continue to engage? Will he continue to try? Seems unlikely for too much longer. Lots of idle time here. Lots of idle time here. That town center is going down. One more mangonel comes out, and that town center will definitely go down. Even a tower attacking it from the other side. Nothing really that ACCM can do. He will be running out of resources to even keep repairing it. I mean, he might be able to keep it up for now, but the second mangonel is coming out for BacT. This is one of those points where, you know, if you're playing with your buddy, you might talk a little bit of trash, keep going. If you're annoyed, you might keep going. But the game is virtually over, just waiting for the GG at this point in time. And one of those games that's quite messy and quite fast-paced for both of the players, actually, as both players liked to have it a bit messy. Both had some laming going on, and both able to engage early and take out as much as possible. As villagers are going forward, they will be taken out by the mangonels as well. GG comes in, and that is that. Just a perfect example of the gold placement. If that gold was further down here, ACCM would have had the advantage and would have had a tower up a little bit more protectively and would have not had to waste just so much resources on keeping a tower up to protect the only gold that he could see.